Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Spinner Tarot by Trungles. There's a website on the back here, chroniclebooks.com, right above my finger. There we go. It's just freeze frame there if you'd like to find that. Supportive Oracle cards are Spellcasting Oracle cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. There's their last names. But there is a website, shewhoisart.com. I think these cards are awesome. And I just got these. This is March of 2021, and they were like $15 on Amazon. This reading is valid for you when you come to it, but in case you're looking for them, if you're still in the same time frame I'm putting this up, it might still be on sale. Just saying. I think it's a gorgeous deck. I really love it. I was kind of shocked when I saw it. I was like, really? That's on sale? Because I think that looks pretty awesome. So I got it, and I do like it. Seems like the cards are good quality too. Aries. Alright, so the card that fell out is face down, but we'll see. Clarity is coming. Clarity is coming. Okay, so something's unfolding. I'm getting the hiccups here, which tells me it's going to be an uncomfortable situation, which I know you can deal with, right? But I think the reason why it's uncomfortable is kind of like Aries does not put up with ridiculousness. If there's some tomfoolery going on and it's causing you issues, we're going to just go right into it and deal with it. We're not going to play this game and act like it's okay. We're going to go right to it, deal with it, and fix it and move on from it. I'm not going to let that just keep festering and just pretend everything's fine. No, we're going to fix it because I'm sick of it. I don't need these problems, reoccurring problems, especially the longer you leave it there, the worse it gets. No, I don't think so. We're going to clean it up and get rid of it. So I feel like you're noticing there's a problem. You find it. It says finding, right? I feel like you're finding the problem. I don't know if that's too literal for this card, but that's what I'm getting. Kind of like I figured it out. Like I'm seeing through the bubble. Like I'm popping the bubble here, and I'm seeing what reality is going on here. And the first two cards I see coming in with that are the Seven of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. I'm realizing what's going on here. But the thing is, I feel like they're saying when you're bursting the bubble and you're seeing what's going on here, you're finding something out, they're warning that there's a lot more mystery here than you're realizing. You're kind of like, what? This room is a mess. I see this room is a mess, and somebody screwed it up, so they're going to have to clean it. So I feel like we're trying to all right, no, there's a mess here. We're just going to clean it up. What's to really figure out? It's obviously wrong, so let's fix it. And I see you going into that. I feel like they're saying walk into it slowly. Definitely, you're going to fix it. I don't know. Aries doesn't really do things slowly. You guys go in and let's just get it done. They're saying if you can, hold back a little bit because it's not just that there's a mess here that needs to be cleaned up. You want to see why it's there because, and you know that. I know you know that. But it's kind of like why that mess is there. Why it looks like the path of least resistance, the reason it looks like it's there versus why it's actually there are different. It's almost like seeing a couple kids over here and the room's a mess and you're like, well, obviously they did it. Yet, what actually happened was maybe some animals ran through the room, like a couple big dogs, knocked a bunch of crap over, and those kids just happened to be in there. They didn't do it. It was actually like a couple of big dogs, maybe a couple big pets in the house, and they just kind of ran through. Or maybe, I don't know how that works out. You know what I'm saying? It's not what it looks like is what they're saying. They're trying to warn you. It's not what it looks like, but it's like when you see a couple kids and the room is a mess, you're like, why would I second guess that? Like, because they're kids. They left the room a mess. It needs to be cleaned up. They're saying it looks like that, but it's not that. It's almost like a couple big dogs ran through, knocked everything over. That's why there's a mess everywhere. And it's important to know because it's not about that mess reoccurring, but whatever is for example, if there's a couple of big dogs loose in the house, You need to know that. The sooner you know that, the sooner you can like wrangle them up and get them where they're supposed to be, get them out of the house. It's like they shouldn't be there. They belong somewhere else. So I figure like as soon as I get that under control, I don't have to deal, because otherwise if I just center on this one mess and having people clean up this one mess, there's a bunch of other messes happening in the background that I'm not aware of yet. And then I find these other messes and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? What are you kids doing? What are you running through the house? It's not the kids, it's something else. You got to find out what the something else is. That's what I feel like they're letting you know, because clarity is like slowly coming in, and they're saying what it looks like it was versus what's really happening is not quite there yet. It's going to take a little bit of thought and a little bit of detective work. You will figure it out, but it's kind of like the sooner you realize what it looks like versus what it actually is different, the sooner you figure that out, the better, because you got to figure out the clarity. You got to find that out sooner, because I feel like it's kind of like, well, yeah, the kids screw things up. Why would I keep looking? Like, that's the answer. It's not the answer. That's the point. Because I feel like once you figure it out, you can really, then you're like, oh, okay, this is what the thing is. Okay, let's get them out of the house. Get them out of the house so they stop destroying my house. Let's get them out of the house. All right, once that's taken care of, all right, we need to band together. All of us need to clean up everything that went wrong, and then we can restabilize the situation. It doesn't have to be a problem anymore. And again, I know Aries, you go into the situation, if that's the problem, let's just handle it. It's just when it's eluding you, it's like it looks like that's the problem and that's not really the cause. I feel like that's the big thing they're telling you. Also, I feel like somebody won't fight back, which this is not good. Because I feel like somebody, like you're saying, well, this is what's happened, just fix it. And they're not fighting back. They're just kind of like, they don't want to argue with you. I don't know. I just feel like they're kind of going, I don't want to argue with you. Like, I don't want to argue with the Aries. They're kind of like, no, you're too strong. I don't want to fight. I'll just fix it. That's what you want. That's what the Aries wants. That's what you want. So they're like, I'm not going to fight. I'm just going to fix it. Like, I didn't do it. They think I did it, though. It's fine. I'll just fix it because I don't want to fight with them. This is not good. This is not good. Because this isn't helping your situation. Like, because I feel like this is not going to make you happy either. Like, no, I didn't. You weren't looking to blame somebody just to have somebody to blame. You literally thought they did it. And when they didn't fight back or say anything and let you know what really happened, you just assumed that they actually did do it because they didn't tell you they didn't. How were you supposed to know that was the wrong way to go if they didn't tell you? They just didn't feel like it was worth pushing back. They just didn't feel like it was worth pushing back, and they just went forward with it and just moved on from it and tried to fix it. So this situation, I feel like this is another red flag where this might take a while to actually rectify, because the person you're like, hey, it's kind of like going into that room, seeing it's all a mess. All right, you kids, look what you did. Now knock it off and go clean that all up. And they're not even arguing. They're not talking back. They're not saying anything. They're just going and cleaning it up. Meanwhile, they didn't do it. So since they're not telling you they didn't do it, and they're not telling you, no, there's a couple big dogs that ran through the house. Like, why would you tell somebody that? But anyway, since they're not telling you, you have no indication that you're going the wrong direction with this. Okay, I think this is more why we're bringing this is why this is important. This is the challenge card. You have to go back to this energy. So after you find out what's really going on, you have to then go back, the kids, for example, and you have to talk with them. Why didn't you tell me that you didn't do this? Because I feel like they're going to have that deer in the headlights look, like, oh crap, now the Aries is really mad at me. There's a fear factor here. You know you're strong. I don't know of an Aries that doesn't know they're strong. You do have a very strong presence. I feel like you all know that too. It's kind of like figuring this out and realizing that this person is over-intimidated. Like, they're way too intimidated by you. And it's kind of like, no. I don't need you to be so intimidated that you won't tell me the truth. That Aries is about the truth. That's what Aries is about, the truth. And if they're intimidated to the point where they won't even bring the truth forward, they just, whatever you say, they'll just go with it. They won't tell you what's going on. Not at all helpful. So I feel like we got to figure out, like, why aren't we communicating? Why aren't we saying what's going on? Why aren't we telling the information? I feel like you got to give this person a confidence boost. It may be more than one. You got to give them a confidence boost, kind of like, all right, wait a minute. if I'm coming at you and that's not what happened, I don't want you to just kind of just go with it. I want you to tell me what happened. Tell me what happened, because I can't fix things if I don't know the truth. Don't. I don't know if this is gonna be fair. Like, try not to get mad, because I think it's gonna piss you off. Kind of like, why didn't you just tell me I was? Why didn't you tell me I was wrong? Like, I feel like that's coming out. Like, why didn't you tell me I was wrong? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It's funny from the outside. Okay. I think it's funny because me and my sister have that kind of. We've both done it multiple times where, you're trying to like be nice, but it comes off so rigid that it doesn't sound nice, and you hear it. After you hear it come out of your mouth, you actually laugh because you're like, yeah, that didn't come out very nice. Like, sorry. Like, I didn't mean to say it that way. And it's reminding me of that. Like, my sister does it too. I try not to do it. I think she tries not to do it, but it happens once in a while. You try to say something nice and it comes off so biting, and you're like, oops, sorry. This energy needs a little bit of coaxing, coddling. Aries doesn't like coddling. I don't know. I don't think y'all like that. But they need to have some reassurance, some confidence. You need to build their confidence a little bit. They need to feel the love. Kind of like, listen, I'm not here to bully you. I'm not. That's not what I was going for. No. I mean, if you did something wrong, own up to it. But if you didn't, say you didn't. Like, I feel like you need to kind of build the confidence here. Like, you know what? If you didn't do it, just tell me. I'm probably going to want to have some proof for it. But, like, with the two dogs running through the house, it wasn't going to take much for me to figure that out. Because they were in the back of the house. I was going to find them anyway. So you should have just said something. Like, why didn't you just say something? You have to build some confidence with these people, whoever this is. I feel like they're embarrassed, whoever this is. But I also feel like you're kind of setting the stage, kind of like, be honest with me, whether you think I want to hear it or not. Because if I find out later you didn't tell me something that I'm going to find out anyway, I'm going to come back and find you anyway. I don't know, it's kind of comical to me, but it's kind of like, tell me what's going on, tell me the truth when I ask for it, because if you don't, I'll find out and then I'll come find you. I'll find you later anyway, so you might as well tell me the truth when you're talking to me. It does seem to be creating a change. That grieving is kind of like, I don't know, this person seems to be a little bit stressed, like they don't want to deal with you when you're upset. They seem to like avoid conflict altogether, seems to be their MO. But if you kind of impress upon them, if you don't tell me in the beginning what's actually happening and I find out later you didn't, I'll come back and we'll have a conversation about it later anyway, so you might as well just tell me when I ask. You might as well just tell me right up front. The advice for you on this one is less is more. Compassion with the Seven of Swords is kind of like, you definitely have to go back and talk about this. If you can have more of a forgiving attitude, in the sense of like, you know what, I understand, all right, you made a mistake, you didn't realize, maybe you can just kind of admit that you're very strong to them, kind of like, I know I have a very strong personality, sometimes that's a lot for people to handle sometimes, so, we'll just chalk this up to an error, but next time it's fine. Next time, just let me know. Just next time, just tell me, hey, this is what actually happened, and if you want to help anyway, like, if you were going to fix it anyway, help me fix it, that's fine. You could have said, this is what actually happened, I'll help you fix it, but this, just so you know, that's what the problem was, but I will help you fix it. I would have really appreciated that if you were going to help anyway. You didn't have to just take the blame for it and then fix it. You could have told me the truth and helped me fix it. If you were going to help me fix it anyway, that's fine. So, and then just kind of move on from it. Like, that's the Seven of Swords, just move on from it. Once you address it, move on from it and give them a chance and see what they do next time. But try to just kind of move on from it. Make your point. Aries is good at being blunt. Make your blunt point with them. It's not negative, it's good. Just like, get to the point. You guys are great at that. Get to the point, make your point, and then just kind of move on quickly. Don't give yourself a lot of time to talk about it. Just talk about it quickly. They'll be uncomfortable anyway that you came back. I feel like it's going to make them nervous. Make your point quickly. Address it the way you need to address it, then move on fast. Just it'll work out. It'll work out. because I feel like they know, like, all right, you're giving them a chance to do it right the next time. It's going to make an impression. It's going to make a very strong impression because I feel some anxiety there. This is more about them and them, I feel like, avoiding conflict. So when they realize like they should tell you the first time or you're going to come back and ask them anyway, I feel like that's going to go through their brain and they're going to be like, all right, I have to correct my pattern here. And like if the Aries comes at me and wants to know the truth, I need to find a way to tell them in a non-combative way and then just keep moving. Like I have to tell them. Like if I don't tell them the truth right off, they're going to come back for it. And it's almost like they felt like if they just fixed it and just ignored it, they wouldn't have to deal with any conflict. That's why they didn't say anything. That's not going to work. You're going to come back and be like, why didn't you tell me? The reverse will come back. This does improve this relationship with this person, by the way, so this is worth it. All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.